Competitors from around the world are coming together to build robots, complete challenges, and use their robotic skills to become the ultimate RoboCo champion. Welcome to the 2023 FIRST Global RoboCo Challenge. The FIRST Global RoboCo Challenge takes place in RoboCo, a video game developed by Filament Games in collaboration with FIRST Global. In the game, teams will build and control robots to conquer challenges inspired by real-world robotics applications. This year's challenge consists of 3 rounds: qualifiers, playoffs, and finals. In each round, teams are tasked with building robots that can complete as many objectives as possible before the time runs out. Teams will be scored based on the amount of objectives they are able to complete within the allotted time, as well as the cost-effectiveness of their robot. Awards for creativity, engineering, aesthetics, and efficiency will also be given out at the end of the entire challenge by our esteemed panel of judges. Today's broadcast of the playoffs will cover the best attempts from 24 qualifying international teams, with the top 8 teams moving on to the finals. In the playoffs, teams will take their best shot at RoboCo's Chrome Thumb level. Objectives include tilling, planting, and watering a crop, growing a crop inside the fenced plot, completely filling both outline plots with the intended crops, trimming all of the grass, returning the kite to the toy box, planting strawberries in the correct pattern, turning all of the gnomes to face the greenhouse, which then opens up the secret room where they will have to grow the mystery crop.
Hello everyone, my name is Dan Richardson and I'm a robotics engineer in the themed entertainment industry.
And I'm Melissa Smith, a user experience manager at Google. We will be guiding you throughout the challenge as we dive into the world of virtual robotics. The components are the same, the physics are real, but the environment is virtual, which allows for quicker iterations and explorations, as well as numerous creative solutions, as we'll see over the course of today's broadcast.
Today we'll see creative robots designed by students from 24 countries around the world, across 5 continents. These robots will be completing 3 types of objectives: main objectives, sub-objectives, and secret objectives in each 2-minute and 30-second match. It's time to find out which of these teams rank in the top 8 and advance to the finals.
Our first team up is Team Libya with their robot, Hollow. Next up, Team Portugal with their robot, Gagobot. And also Team Kenya with their robot, Kenya Skyjet. And last up is Team Cabo Verde and their robot, the TangoBot.
First round of the playoffs, we've got a number of robots quickly out trying to execute on those objectives. A little bit different this time around. We've got plants to planting, grass to mow, kites to soar, and a number of secret objectives.
It seems like Team Kenya has this really interesting mechanism that reaches over the fence and is able to plant the seeds into the radish patch. And multiple robots have something underneath their robot that's cutting the grass, so they can't just drive over it. They have to actually cut it with a mechanism.
And it's like Portugal got the sprinkler going, getting a couple objectives cleared, and so is Libya now, grass cutting and planting some seeds.
Oh, interesting. So Cabo Verde just had a really interesting spinning mechanism that they used to turn on the sprinklers, but then they just were able to flip it down and now using it to cut the grass. So a multitasking appendage on the robot.
Yep, Libya reaching up, grabbing the kite, getting into the toy box. That was the first team that I've seen to secure the kite and stow objective. Now we're turning some gnomes.
You'll see that the layout of this level is actually a lot more spread out. So there's a lot of efficiency and like pathing that the teams have to do with their robots to kind of get everything done properly. Team Kenya just achieving a star for cutting all the grass that, again, it was able to do as it was driving around doing other tasks. So great job to Team Kenya.
Portugal securing a few more objectives of their own, and it looks like we're going to head into our secret objective with a couple of these teams lining up into the greenhouse and finding the elevator to the secret tunnel, to the secret laboratory.
What is this? Like some high alien goo? I guess there's just something interesting going on in the secret objective greenhouse here.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like they're pressing a couple of the buttons and going to deposit, yeah, some sort of alien growth material onto that plant as time expires, but they do in fact secure that final secret objective. Number of high scores from those teams: Libya with an efficiency bonus, 1997, Portugal with a pretty high one there as well. Total scores coming out with Team Kenya on top to set the early pacing for our playoffs. All right, here we go into our second round of the playoffs with Team Seychelles and not a gardening Hoshida bot. We've got Team Syria and their robot Muzer. Team Ukraine with Gora 2815. And Team Palestine with their robot Janine. All right, 2 minutes and 30 seconds of robot action on the clock. Seychelles, Syria immediately out the gate, looking to turn on the water, grab some of those seeds, get them planted, till the earth, get this harvest growing.
Team Palestine has this really interesting mechanism on their robot. So it goes out, but it also has another part that comes down out front. And actually they use Python to partially automate the plate carrier and cutter, as well as the drivetrain motors. So shout out to Team Palestine for being able to use Python to create a more efficient robot.
It is really interesting to see the teams that take the approach to reach over the fence or under the fence. Seychelles has built a very compact mechanism. They're able to reach through the fence panels and till and plant the seeds through the sides of the fence, whereas Syria has decided to go up and over these boundaries to try to complete the objectives.
Team Ukraine also has a relatively compact robot. You'll see they just kind of came back down and they drive in this kind of lowered position for most of the run, but then they're able to extend up and do higher tasks like retrieving the kite from the tree, which they just got a star for.
Team Seychelles, their robot Pochita bot, they say it was offered a part-time job in a garden, which it took with great enthusiasm. The robot found happiness and fulfillment. It's a new role, ensuring a bountiful harvest. I love the backstories that the teams are giving to these robots.
Absolutely. So we're seeing a lot of stars maybe popping up on screen. So for instance, we just saw Team Palestine turn on the sprinkler, and that allows it to water the gardens and the different plots. But then once it's sufficiently watered, the star will pop up, even if it's happening off screen. So great job to these teams for planning out the pathing of how to achieve these objectives in the time frame.
We do see a couple of our teams entering into the secret laboratory of the gnomes, feeding the plants with the goop to grow the extraterrestrial plants. Hopefully this is a good decision for the planet, even though it does have a radioactive symbol on the button.
Team Ukraine just achieved it, so good job to them for achieving that secret objective right on the finish.
I guess we'll find out if that was in fact a good move to feed it with the radioactive goop, but it does secure the objective. Efficiency score is very high for Team Seychelles, that compact robot, helping it to manifest one of our higher scores. Team Ukraine, meanwhile, going to score 24,000, nearly 25,000 points, and rank them currently as number 1 on our leaderboard.
And Team Seychelles right behind, and Palestine and Syria popping in as well. Next up, we have Team North Macedonia and their robot Makedonce. Team Turkmenistan and their robot Oguzbot. Team Republic of Korea and their robot Bobe the puppy. And Team Slovakia and their robot the Divider.
Right up the gate, and this is game action. We've got a mega robot, 10 wheels, I think I'm counting, on North Macedonia, plowing the earth. Definitely took the definition of farm equipment and have translated it here to RoboCo.
Team Republic of Korea. So they named their robot Bobe the puppy, and they actually made it look puppy-like. And we already saw them use a mechanism and then drop it, which allows it to, of course, be lighter and easier to maneuver. And they're using parts of the, I guess, puppy-like structure to do different tasks. So the tail is what they're using to complete different cutting tasks and turn the water stuff. So really interesting, I guess, anamorphizing of a robot.
Yes, anamorphization is really a great thing to see on our robots. Turkmenistan, one of these more efficient robots, 3 cutters on the front side, trying to go for turning this gnome. And I'm not quite sure how they're doing that, but it looks like they are blowing it with a fan or a vacuum. Actually, turns one of the more interesting approaches rather than just turning the lever. Actually using some air to move the garden gnome towards the greenhouse.
Team Slovakia had a really tall mechanism on their bot, and I thought it was about to tip, but actually it fell off. So they discarded it intentionally. So very interesting and smart design choice from Team Slovakia, who already has 5 stars. Wow.
The thing I really like about this North Macedonia robot, it really does look like it belongs on a farm of sorts. Like it's just got the right aesthetic. I can just see these things moving with large hydraulic cylinders. Although as I'm talking, turning itself over, maybe get itself upright. There we go, get some recovery. And there with about 15 seconds remaining.
Team Slovakia just achieved the secret, we'll call it hydroponic goo task in the greenhouse. Very efficient robot with the pathing and just like the being able to discard unnecessary equipment. So great job to Team Slovakia.
We're going to have to confer with the game makers off camera with what exactly that hydroponic goop is. But for now, we've got Slovakia getting an efficiency score of about 6,900, translating to a very high score of nearly 25,000 points. See where that places them on the leaderboard, slotting them into first place.
Great job to all our teams.
As a reminder, the top 8 teams will move on to the finals as we head into our next round. Moving on to round 4, We've got Team Madagascar and their robot MZL-261. And Team Hope with their robot RoboG. Team Greece and their robot the Meter. And Team Sri Lanka with their robot Garden Master.
So right out of the gate here, we're seeing Team Sri Lanka and Garden Master, they actually use Python to be able to make the seed dispenser work with exact timing. So there was lots of different ways teams could apply Python. So great job to Team Sri Lanka.
And Madagascar quickly tilling the earth, getting them ready for the seeds to be planted and watered.
Team Greece reaching through the fence and actually able to plant the seeds in a really low center of gravity, efficient robot and efficient way. So great job to Team Greece.
Team Hope has secured their seeds and are now planting them over the fence, reaching up and over, and discarding their bucket when they're done. I hope they don't need that anymore because it's not going to be difficult or easy to retrieve.
Team Greece just turned the sprinklers on by blowing air at it. So a really interesting way, again, to kind of keep the robot low center of gravity and keep all the mechanisms pretty low to the ground.
Team Hope discarding what I think is an AI bot, but it also just kind of bouncing around, maybe like a little bit of a detached active motor. Not quite sure if that's going to achieve anything or not, but definitely something that they did do.
Team Sri Lanka earning a star for turning all the gnomes and getting them in the proper position as they're also going around and cutting the grass. So lots of different things going on at the same time with Team Sri Lanka. Meanwhile, Team Greece is scaring some of the garden residents. So one of the things that they're trying to help the person get their kite out of the tree, but also, potentially running into them. So, trade-offs.
Absolutely. Coming up on 20 seconds left in the match.
Team Sri Lanka getting into the secret greenhouse. Let's see if they can activate the hydroponic goo for that secret task.
Now, we did confirm with the game makers that it is actually enriched plutonium, which is why we need robot and gnome control of that very hazardous substance to feed that alien plant. But moving on to our objective score, we got a good objective score by these teams and some decent cost efficiencies, bring our total scores for Team Hope to again near 25,000. That's going to place them near the top 8. Yep, number 2 with Madagascar coming in at number 5.
Congrats to all the teams and all their work on this round of the playoffs. All right, so next up we have Team Bulgaria and their robot Super Acho. Team Venezuela and their robot Harvey the Harvester. Team Lebanon and their robot Amiga VS. And Team Iraq and their robot Iraq 2. So let's get this round started. Whoa, and immediately from the start, Team Lebanon shot a projectile using Python at the kite, which immediately dropped it into the bucket from across the garden. So great use of Python by Team Lebanon.
I love to see it. From downtown, right? Shots all the way across, AI-assisted targeting, robots really taking advantage of all the technology that they have at their available. Venezuela's kind of got an interesting mechanism here. Doing a little bit of an up and over. They're going over to drop the seeds, under to till the earth, quickly and efficiently getting those seeds planted for that objective.
Team Iraq showing us some of the physics that are involved with creating these robots. So they have this mechanism that's out front, that's kind of long in front of the robot. So you have to drive carefully, and you can see it's kind of making the robot swing in interesting ways. So, there's always trade-offs and, determinations that teams have to make when they're building these robots.
Yeah, moment of inertia is a real thing. That is for sure. Bulgaria, their robot started out life working for a company that makes virtual reality glasses in the city. And after inheriting a countryside house, he decided to restore it. So decided to move on to a little bit of the simple life.
Team Lebanon having Python as well for calibrating the robot's position and initializing different sorting pistons, which allowed them to kind of be able to sort through the different seeds properly. So again, another brilliant use of Python to make their robot more efficient, and they just earned a star for turning their gnomes.
Yeah. Venezuela reaching up and grabbing the kite, putting it into the toy box. It's a little bit of an act of a good deed or service. There is a little girl there who's extremely excited to get her toy back and immediately discarding about 2/3 of their robots right onto the ground.
Lots of stars popping up on the screen. You can see there's different tasks that are being done out in orders, but sometimes they happen off screen. So Team Lebanon just like ratcheted up 4 stars in rapid succession there.
That's incredible. Oh, with another star as time expires. Man, a number of objectives cleared right at the last moment.
Wow, excellent job by Team Lebanon.
Got a good efficiency score by a few of those teams, some high scores, and Team Lebanon with 28,000. That is definitely going to be enough to place them in first on the leaderboard right now. Team Venezuela slotting into 6th place to secure a top 8 spot. The Team Bulgaria and Team Iraq coming in at 16 and 17. And on to our next round, we've got Team People's Republic of China and their robot, the Twins. Team Belize and their robot, Amun. Team Slovenia and their robot, Radovednes. And Team Algeria and their robot, Tom and Jerry.
Ooh, right off the gate, we can say Team Slovenia has multiple robots going around, mini bots that they built. So let's see what those will be doing off screen.
Yeah, we're getting a good shot here of Team People's Republic of China. Their mini robot immediately going out and mowing the grass, trying to turn the gnome to face the... Oh, that's interesting. Trying to face it, and they actually go back and around because they overshoot on the gnome. Very interesting.
Team Algeria as well has 2 different robots there. I guess that's who Tom and Jerry are from the name. 2 separate robots that were programmed to do things independently of each other. So you can see they had a really zoomed out view there to show what's going on, and they are racking up those stars. So good job to Team Algeria.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see the different approaches, right? So we've got these mini bots rolling, doing multiple tasks. But meanwhile, we got Belize with a very small and efficient robot that is quickly moving around trying to secure some of these objectives, turning the water on, getting themselves watered to reap that harvest.
So Team Algeria has 1 robot that just completed the strawberry patch task and is now going around and cutting the lawn. Meanwhile, the other mini robot that they built is off achieving another task. So it's great when you can split up your cost efficiency bonus and try to have multiple robots doing multiple tasks, all programmed independently and autonomously.
That's really incredible. About 45 seconds left in the match, and Team Belize is actually going back down to the secret laboratory. Now, we have just received word that it is not, in fact, enriched uranium. It is some other radioactive substance that happens to be good for humans. It's actually in trials right now on this alien plant because it might be used as a skin enrichment treatment. It's something that is an unnamed substance of sorts right now, but plans to be very promising towards humankind in the future. So just go ahead and ignore the danger of the red button and the radioactive symbol. People's Republic of China all as well trying to secure that task with their mini robots still up on top.
Oh no, Team Slovenia missed the elevator down and they just...
That's why we build robots.
Fell in. But good job for building a robust robot.
That is why we build robots. So we don't put humans at risk, right? They can fall down elevator shafts and be completely fine. Team People's Republic of China securing all 8 objectives with a very high efficiency bonus. And wow, a score of over 31,000 points.
Excellent job. And Team Algeria slotting in 3rd place. So they made it to the top 8. Congratulations to all our teams in this round and throughout this entire playoffs.
Congratulations to all our teams and a heartfelt thank you to all our competitors for participating in the 2023 FIRST Global RoboCo Challenge, brought to you by FIRST Global and Filament Games. The next round of our challenge will feature the Across the Goo level, which takes place in a simulated radioactive laboratory where the goal is to stop the goo leak. Be sure to tune in to the finals broadcast on March 4th to see which of these 8 teams is crowned the 2023 FIRST Global RoboCo Challenge champion.